Hello, hello. Welcome to the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina. My name is Joey. I'm sorry I ran late tonight. We were downstairs working on dinner, doing up the dishes. My husband was on the phone. I couldn't get away. It was just a little bit crazy for me, but we're here now. We're going to craft. I'm going to hit a few buttons down here so that I can make sure I can see everything, and we get you shared over to my page, and then we are going to get started. So again, when Christina comes on, I'm so sorry. If you're catching the replay, let Christina know you came by. Do a hashtag replay or just say hello. Feel free to ask any questions you have when you're here. And let's see. Let me see if I can go over to the page. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hang on, yeah. Okay, we're going to get there. I see people coming in live. Say hi when you get here. There it is. Check the sound. We've got the sound. And I am going to grab a link for you in the comments so that you can get over to my affiliate link with Christina so you can shop around if you want to. Oh, Sharon, you are live. Hello, hello. Let's share you over. Let's see. There's Christina. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I was running late. I'll tell you more later. It was crazy downstairs trying to coordinate everything, and my husband, he just had a really challenging day at work, and then got on the phone with his sister, and I was just wrapped up in cooking dinner, eating dinner, doing the dishes, and all of a sudden I look at the clock and we're in trouble. So we're here now. Let's get started. This is I have to look at the name of it again. I had it pulled up. DIY Wooden Colander and Graters Kit. Now I am going to show you another kit as well, because there's a couple of different variations on being able to use these from Christina. But let's get over here. That must be the wrong one. There it is. There it is. We're going to get, I have my glasses over here, but I wanted to try to get this in quick. There it is. Okay, so as I said, this link that I'm putting, not share, that I'm putting in the comments is my affiliate link with Christina. If you shop direct with Christina, feel free to, but if you would like to use my link, I would appreciate it, because as an affiliate to the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina, orders placed on my affiliate link do help me out, and I appreciate that so much. Let's see, talk to me in the comments. Comments stopped, so let me make sure I'm seeing everything. I only see a few people. I just shared it over to my page, and I also notified my Telegram and Messenger channels. Hopefully they can find us pretty quick. Let's get started. Okay, the DIY Wooden Colander and Graters Kit is actually 4 pieces. I'm going to use 3 of them because I used another one in another craft. And the reason is because this grater right here underneath our postcard, this one that is the kind that just has the legs and the handle on the top, it can be part of either kit. So this is, I think we call this the Timeless Treasures Kit. Timeless Kitchen Pair, cutting board, and grater DIY kit. This one is a part of the collection that I have with Christina called Farmhouse Charm Inspired by Joey. Now, you can get the cutting board and the little grater in this kit. But if you choose the one that we're going to use tonight that has these 3 pieces, it will also come with one of these. Okay, so you'll actually get 4. So you could add this one in here, or you can do something else with it. Okay, so that is the kit. I didn't put the exact kit in the description or in the link. That will just take you over to her site to shop. So you'll need to know the name of it. And it's in the description of the video also. Check back on my comments. Are they working? There we go. Oh, thank you so much, Christina. She has got it out there. She's pinned it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome. Okay, let's get going. So I'm adding a piece of my own to this. So these are the other 3 pieces. So you have the large, kind of like a box grater, but it's just the front piece. but it's got kind of the little legs that stick out. You've got the handled grater, and then you have your colander, okay? So we're going to paint these up, do them a little bit different from each other so they stand out, and then I want to attach it to a piece of beadboard that I have. I got a large piece of this from one of the hardware stores, Home Depot or Lowe's, I can't remember which one. And I just had my husband cut it down into smaller pieces so I could craft with it. And this one I think is going to be a good one. I was looking for something that I could add to it. I might do some stamps. So I may have to go grab some of my stamps from over there. I didn't grab them when I put everything together. We're going to see how much room we have. We may just leave it plain, or we may do a tag instead. I haven't decided. So we're going to paint these up and we're going to attach them to the beadboard. So let's get started. Hello, hello. Tell us hello when you come in. Christina would love to be able to say hi and answer your questions. So the colors I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do plaster on the colander, and then we will do some black on the trim. Where is my ink color? I've got to find it. There it is. Here is ink. And then I'm going to do a kind of a what would I call it? Not a really rusty look on this one. I'm going to do the rusted look on this one back here. And then on this one, we're going to do basically just a worn metal look, maybe with a little bit of rust here and there. So I will probably go with steel on that and blend in just a few little spots to make it look almost like galvanized steel, but it's just going to be more like a old metal look. I think those are the colors. Oh, I need my rust colors. So let's grab, I do a combination of truffle and a metallic copper. Hi there, Karen, how are you? So let's shake these just a little bit, get them going. Ooh, this one feels pretty thick. Let me see. Let's see. Now let's add some water to this one before we get going. I still use distilled water anytime I thin down my paints. That's why I don't get big bottles of a lot of these, only the ones that I use a ton or I have shown myself I'm going to use a lot, which I should probably get a bigger one of Elephant because it will dry out. I think that'll work. Let's keep that upside down. We'll start with the I say white, but it's plaster color for the colander. And we'll start with that so that we can add our trim to it. I like to use sponge daubers. They just go faster for me, and I don't feel like I use quite as much paint. And I start in the middle and I work toward the outside edge. Not as big a deal on this one because I am going to do a kind of an age effect on the outside edge. Not really an age effect. I want it to have that black edge to it. So the edge isn't a big deal. We will come in and add to it. How is everybody tonight? Talk to me. And please, if you're able to spread the inspiration, that's what I call sharing. Let us know. That will help out Christina's video to get out to more people. And I gotta know, I know that everybody on here, because you're on Christina's page, you're already a fan of her kits. Huh. Tap this down a little bit. It's getting low. I'm gonna have to get another one already. Here we go. There we go. Got some going. Leave that on its side. You're already a fan, like I am, how much I love her kits. So tell me what your favorite kit has been that you've ever gotten, because she has hundreds of kits on her site. If you are new to Christina's page, if this is like the first time you're seeing us, tell us. They are wood kits that she cuts with a laser cutter, and they have multiple elements to them. Some of them are complete project kits, like you'll see back here with this little window shelf, or you'll see with this little drawer piece here. Even I have a Christmas one back here I was showing the other day, this sled. Complete intricate kits, or some of them are just elements that you can add to other kits, like these graters and the colander, or she has shapes like stars, circles, surface background shapes that you can use for decoupage, for signs. She has boxes. She has, oh my gosh, so many things. I just went ahead and gave this pretty much 2 light coats because it started to dry before I finished. And then I'm going to give it a look over to see if that's enough coverage. We'll check that here in just a second. More are coming tonight and tomorrow. She can't stop, guys. She can't be happy with just the kits she has. It's like more, more, more. All right, let's go ahead and do our, I'm going to let this dry. We just gave it 1 coat over the top. I'm not going to worry about the back because it's going against another surface. And are we doing the rest? We're doing the rest. So actually what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and give this 1 full coat of truffle, and then we're going to add in the rust effect over the top. Peggy's excited. I know Peggy is a big, big fan. She has done several kits. I've seen pictures of her kits. She's done all different holidays. I've even gotten to see where she puts them in her office at work. Not in pictures, in person. She is in Hawaii, and I got to visit her. That was so much fun. Okay, now there's a lot of holes here, so I don't want to waste my paint to go down in the holes, so I'm going to start on this outside border, and I'm going to work my way up, just dabbing mostly, and then we'll come in and give it a swipe down to fill in. Okay, it goes really quickly. You get so many requests. What are your top requests, Christina? Maybe that'll give us a hint of what you're putting on the site. Okay, let's go ahead and start a tray. I'll be using this tray anyway for my rust technique, so I'm just going to dab so I don't have a glob of paint on my sponge. Instead, it's kind of thin and smoothed down. So once again, I'm not getting globs down in the holes. So dab and swipe. And I also heard from a little birdie that I told the people on my page the other day is that apparently Christmas kits are flying off her laser cutter right now. When she had that sale last weekend, you guys really rated her Christmas kit selection, which is exciting because I think people are getting ready to do some Christmas crafting in July maybe. Or are any of you, like, do you do craft fairs, like where you need to have a good selection of Christmas projects, Christmas crafts for people to get from you? Is that what you're ordering? I'm just curious. I was really surprised to hear Christmas was going gangbusters. Are you guys ordering Christmas stuff yet? Let's see. Okay, it's okay if I don't have full coverage because we're going to go right over this with the rust look. Miss Judy came in. Hello, hello. I'm going to add this metallic paint is called Copper from Deco Art. It doesn't have to be metallic. I think it kind of adds to the rust look because I want it to be a little bit brighter rust rather than the deep, deep dark rust. So I'm going to add kind of there we go. It's kind of gloppy. Yikers. That's ugly. Hold on. Let me get a paper towel. Uh-oh. I don't want to get this all over my table. Oh, I might need to get a new one of those. It looks like. Purple Lily door is on. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, oh my goodness, it's all over the place. The new interchangeable wagon. Inserts for chunky farmhouse frame. Oh, that is super popular. You have done a ton of inserts already for that. That's exciting. What else did you say? The hutches, okay. Okay, we also need some truffle mixed in, more than what we have already. You're starting Christmas crafting now, Judy? Okay, so we're gonna blend this together. I don't want it to be super bright. Okay, you can kind of get, it just gave it kind of that shiny orange look, and we're just going at it. We are adding our rust, and I think the sponge kind of helps give it that muddled, rusty look. If it's too bright, I just go back over it with more of the truffle, and I have run out. So let's add just a little bit more. Hopefully we don't get a blob. Yes, okay. So you said it, so I can go ahead and announce it. Christina has put it on out there. We have more for the Rust, I keep wanting to say Rust Covered Cottage, but it is Rust Covered Cottage by Christina collection called Farmhouse Charm Inspired by Joey. That is coming next. Summer is what we have on tap. And maybe a little Christmas mixed in. We'll see. Keep an eye for that. But I don't know how quickly I'm going to get it. I do have tracking on it. I have my tracking. I was excited to see that today. All right, let's see what we look like. It does. I like how it looks uneven. Okay, got more orange. Doesn't it look like rust? Isn't that awesome? I'm going to go ahead and add some around the edges, even though it's not that noticeable, being already having the burnt laser cut edge. But I think it will just add a little bit to it. Okay, just a little bit, and then that's done. I will let this dry, and we'll look at it and see if we want to add. I like it. Now it's wet, so we'll see what it looks like when it's dry. I don't know if I'm going to add to it. Where am I going to put it? I'm not going to put it there. I'm going to put it right here. All right. Go ahead and put this in the water. The colander looks good, so I'm going to put the white one in the water. I do reuse those. All right. And I'll put water in this guy. Might use it again, or that just helps me be able to wash it. I sent everything out today. Vicki, I'm not sure what you're meaning. What was sent out today. All right, last one we're going to do, we're going to go with that kind of brownish look and might add a little bit of the rust to it. So let me tap down my elephant color. There we go. And I'm actually going to stain the top to be a wooden handle because that's going to show. So let's get a smaller dauber. Start with, there we go, a decent amount, but again, not too globby. And we're doing the whole thing under the handle in gray to start with. Let's go ahead and swipey swipe now that we've gotten it on. It won't take a whole lot of this. Oh, the end party. Okay. That's something. Don't worry about it if anybody's wondering what we're talking about. That's something totally different. Doesn't have anything to do with crafting. So thank you for getting that sent out. Okay. Don't want the wood tone showing through on this. So I just need a little more paint. Oh, Judy's talking about loving the Waverly paints. I do, yeah. That's all the colors I'm talking about tonight are Waverly. It's what I tend to go with. It's easy for me to get my hands on at Walmart. I know Christina has worked a lot with some paints that she loves. And then also, I mean, a couple of different kinds. And I saw you posted today about getting some of your milk paint in. Not your milk paint, but the milk paint that you use. I'm going to go ahead and do all the edges. I don't want it to look like it's wood on the outside edges. I want this to look like old metal, so we need a little more paint for that. Okay. Again, this is the DIY. Trying to get into that a little bit. Now I lost the name of it. Again. Duh. DIY wooden colander and graters. Rustic kitchen decor. Oh my gosh. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to keep this guy. Oh, I missed a bunch of spots. Hang on. Touching up, touching up. All right. Keep this guy out, and I am going to dab in. I don't want it to look like just dark metal. That's just too flat. So we're going to add in just a little bit here and there of the, let me get my paper towel here so I can blot some off. What is this? Plaster color. So let's get a little bit on here. I'm going to dab off a lot of it because I really only want to put it lightly, okay? So I know that looks very stark, but we're going to come back over it with the elephant and really kind of blend these, soften that white so it looks more like a galvanized metal. I'm using the sides of the sponge so I don't have to go back in for more paint. There we go. It just adds a little dimension, a little more of a realistic look, I think. Now I will let this dry and see what I'm liking on the color and see if I want to add more. All right, so this is what we've got. Can you see it? See just a little bit of that white coming through? Hello, Miss Jamie with row 12. How are you? Okay, let's leave those sitting there. It'll take only a minute to dry. And now look at that. We've got all our pieces painted. They're all painted. Let's see how the rust looks. It's all dry. Got some pieces of my sponge, my old sponges. That looks pretty good, don't you think? Now you can go with the, where you put the Mod Podge and the cinnamon over the top. You could go with a couple of different colors of brown if you wanted to, whatever you want. This is just the way I get my rust look. All right, we still have an effect to do on this guy. I like how this came out. Actually, you know what? I want more. I want more of the white. Let's get everything ready. Let's get a little bit of gray added here. There we go. Just a little. Maybe a little more. There we go. And I will dab, in a second, I'll dab some off. Let's go ahead and get some more white. Okay. I'm going to be double fist painting. We're just going to add a little bit of white in a few spots. I want it a little bit heavier, but not bright. So now that this has more wet paint, it's not going to take as much blending. There we go. I don't want the round circle look, so I'm trying to really pat out the circle edges of my sponges. I could do this with a C sponge and that would eliminate that. Okay. There we go. Just a little more. There. Ta-da! Now you can see it a little better. All right, we're going to let that finish drying. Oh, I need to do the handle. Don't let me forget to do the handle on that. Done with those. Done with those. Dee, hello, hello. Glad you could be here. Sorry you have been sick. You know, a lot of people have been coming on telling me they've been sick. I'm so sorry. Where's our ink color? That's not it. I have steel out, and I thought I had the ink color out. Let me dig back in my bucket. Where's my ink color? I don't know why I can't seem to get my hands on it. Right here. I've used it not long ago. Oh, there's no telling. Okay, I have another black. Where is it? Oh, Ocean got put in here. Well, maybe ink got put in here. No, not seeing the ink. I don't know why Ocean's in there. Okay. Well, buggity boo. I've got another chalk paint back down here that's black. It's a Martha Stewart. It's actually a matte chalk finish. I don't know if they consider it chalk paint. But I only need a tiny bit. And let's see, how do we want to apply this? Do we want to use a sponge or do we want to use like a scraper? Do we want to go with the scrape? What do you think? Hello, I see people hopping in. Yay! I'm going to get a sip of water. Okay, tell me. We're going to add black paint to the edges. Would you do the scraping technique or would you actually go? I'm afraid if I use my sponge, I'll put too much on. So I think I will go with the scraper. What do you do? Do you do that kind of technique on the edge? Had a very salty dinner. So all I have to do is and I use a squeegee. You could use a palette knife. You could use, heck, you could use a scraper tool, paint scraper tool, anything that's flat, pretty much. Linda Miller. Oh my goodness, did Linda Miller have a new grandbaby? Okay, we're going to go around all these edges, okay? So I'm going to start with the top edge, and I'm going to kind of go at an angle like this, where it's not flat, it's not direct, you know, it's not even a 45. It's a little bit more flat to the top. And it's not perfect, but it's also not going to go too far in. And it's going to give kind of an uneven look to that edge, okay? So we're going to go all the way around. Ooh, that's a big glob. We're going to see if we can grab that glob in a minute and thin it down. Whoa, that's a glob too. Let's take that glob off. Ooh. Sometimes I get a little sloppy with these. That's okay. It's rustic. It's never perfect. You could touch it up if you had to. You could come back in with white paint if you didn't like how the edge looks. There we go. But I didn't want to add rust to this necessarily. What do you think? Now, I'm going to let you guys tell me if we should add rust to like the circles where, you know, the water would have come through and would have rusted out a little bit. Too much. Okay. There are those edges. Can you see them? I did the bottom, not as heavy. Not as heavy on the bottom edge. Yes, enamelware. Thank you for saying that, because that word just escaped me. Add a little bit more of that bottom edge. Okay. Now I'm also going to put some on the whole edge so that you can see that black all the way around. And I probably should use a sponge for that. Yeah, I think the sponge is going to be better, but then I don't want to put too much on the front. So, what do you think? You love it, Jamie. Thank you. Okay, I need votes. Add some rust or not? I'm going to add some rust to our handled grater. The bottom is not that big a deal. It probably won't show too much. Just depends on if I hang this or if I prop it somewhere. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Another Sharon on. We have two that I know of. If I have missed some hellos, I know that Christina, I'm so thankful she could be on tonight. I know she's been really busy lately with family stuff, with business stuff, all the things. So I'm glad she could be here with us tonight. Make sure you tell Christina hello if you have not yet. She is the owner of the Rust Cover Cottage by Christina. I am simply an affiliate guest here, showing you one of her kits. There's a pinned comment that has my affiliate link. If you decide to shop with her and you use that, it will help me out and I appreciate it. There we go. We got all the edges now. Mostly. There's a few little spots I missed and that's okay. Okay, Christina says add rust. Done with this guy. I'm just going to drop him in that water. What do you think? Anybody else? Kelly Cat Crafts. Hello, hello. Okay, I think I can salvage. I'm going to get, I don't have like an itsy bitsy teeny weeny sponge. So I'm going to get a little bitty brush. If we're going to put some rust on here, I'm going to get a small brush. This feels like it has glue on it. Oh, I got black in there. Dang it. Knew I was going to do that. Hold on. I need to set this down so it'll dry and not stick to my mat. So let's set it there. Maybe I should just let it dry before I do anything else to it. Okay, so let's go back to this guy. Let's get the handle done and then we'll do rusting on both of those. So the handle is going to be antique wax. Let's see. Lots of congratulations going. I love it. The rust will cover it. Oh, well, kinda. It's off to the side, and I wasn't going to put rust over to the side. I was just going to put a tiny bit of rust underneath the holes. So I do want to cover that up. Just me. That's just me. How I sometimes do things. Let's get a wipe. We're going to get a disinfecting wipe. You could also use a baby wipe just to make this quick. I'm going to get a little bit of the antique wax. Oh, that could have been dangerous. And we are going to give it a little swipey swipe so that it's a gorgeous old wooden handle. I want it to be a little bit darker, so we're going to add more. I'm going to dab it on and go really lightly to smooth it out. Still want it to be darker. I should have gone, maybe I should have gone with truffle. There we go. Now we have a wooden colored handle. Quick and easy. I can put that up. Let's just get a little bit of paint to touch up this spot. There we go. I'm just dabbing it on so that it gets good coverage, and it will dry here in just a second. Now we're going to go back to our rust and get the water out of this tray. We only need a little bit, but I'm going to have to add. So we're going to get some truffle. Boop. Dollop of truffle. And a dollop of the copper. And then once we finish with the rust and we make sure all this black, some of this is thick edged painting is dry, then we can put them on our surface. That's a lot of paint. Okay. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do this one. I want to dab, use my paper towel, a lot of it off. Hang on. I'm just going to start with a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of go into the hole and dot it underneath the hole. Do you see those two? So we're just adding a tiny bit the bottom edges. Don't forget, you want to have the copper mixed in to, you know, not completely blended. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I think my husband is literally still on the phone with his sister. He talked to her the whole time I was cooking. The whole time I ate. Then he came and ate while he was talking to her. Totally done. Now he's down there sitting back on the couch talking to her some more. I love it. I love how much he gets to communicate. His sister lives with his other sister and their families down in San Antonio. Okay. I think these lower ones I'm going to make a little bit thicker. I got a glob off of there. What do you think? Do you like how this is coming out? They're not all the same. Okay. I've gotten a little crazy in a couple of spots. I'm going to touch up. I feel like it's a little too crazy. Hang on. It's a little too crazy. Maybe I should dab some of it off. I'm just kind of softening so it's not so dark and brown. And I'm being careful to just dot where I have put the paint so that it's not smearing side to side. Where I've smeared side to side, that was with the paintbrush. Okay, we're going to try a little more. Okay, I'm kind of swiping down a little bit. Some of these have, the paint has dried quite a bit, and what that's doing is like wetting it and bringing it down a little bit. Almost like watercolor. It's getting a little heavy. We're getting a little heavy in a couple of spots. I'm going to clean up. Okay, let's stop and look. Not bad. I'm just going to kind of tweak it a little bit and keep working. Add a little paint in there. Whoop, my paintbrush dried. I took too much off there. Just play with it. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. There. I think it's kind of cool. Sorry, I got a little quiet. Okay. I'm going to leave it, I think. I can't seem to leave it alone. Hold on. I don't want it to look like paint globs. Kind of does. That's fine. Okay. We're going to go with that. I'll show it to you. Let me touch up a couple of spots, teeny tiny spots with my plaster where I went to the side instead of downward. There we go. Hold on. A couple more spots out here. I've like smeared my finger with paint. We're going with that. I'll show it to you. Hello, Susan. How are you? Okay, get the lid on straight. There. Do not want that drying out anymore. It still has some paint wet on the edges. What do you think? Just added some rust. I probably did it too evenly. I didn't have to do all of them, but I did. You get to do whatever you want with these kits. This one is so amazing because you can be so creative with it, and you can add it. You can put it on a cutting board like the one that comes in the other kit. You could do each of these. See, okay, just a really quick recap. The kit comes with a colander and 3 graters, and this shape is one of them. Okay, this one is a repeat on this kit, which is another kit with that has a cutting board with it. Okay, but you could get a set of Christina's cutting boards. She has multiple sets with multiple shapes, with multiple cutting boards in them, and you get to pick the shapes you want, and you could put one of these on each of those cutting boards and make just a full display with cutting boards. Oh, this one came out cool. I don't think I'm going to add rust to this one. I'm going to leave it. I like it the way it is. So I need that one to get dry. Let's help it along a little bit. And then we're going to glue this together and decide if we're going to add anything. Probably a bow. Maybe I'll just do a bow and maybe add a tag to the bow. What would we put on the tag? I like Made with Love. Is that what I put on the tag? What? I did another tag back here with something. Now I don't think it's back here. I don't know what I did with it. Oh. Nope. I think I took it to the other room. Hello, Constance. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Jamie. Okay. So, alrighty, we've got these pieces now. 3 pieces, each with their own unique look, and we're just going to glue them onto this beadboard. It's just a scrap of beadboard, nothing special. I wanted this guy in the back, and they're going to stick off the edges too. And then the colander is going to be in front. Just realized something. I may have to touch that up. There's a pencil line showing. And then this guy is going to be like he's sticking out. Okay? So this is how we're going to glue them. And then I was thinking put a bow right here, and I've got some coffee stained ticking and let's do some coffee stained seam binding, some brown, I don't know. I thought I had maybe in here some cheesecloth. Oh, take a quick peek and see if I have any cheesecloth in here. It's been a while. Ooh, raffia. Let's add some raffia in it. Oh, let's just get a couple of pieces out to start with. And get a little bit of raffia. I know I have to glue those down before I can do the bow, but I want to get all my elements together. There's my pieces of cheesecloth. I knew I had a little bit. Okay, I think that's going to make a good bow. Like, should I do like a, what do you call, a rag bow where they have some loops in them? Or should I do like the messy bow where it's all just cut short pieces that are just kind of sticking out? I like the rag bow, which is, that's what I call the one that has some loops to it. What do you think? Let's get some glue. I opened up my brand new art glitter glue. This is what my friend I know Christina uses this, and my friend Cindy uses this on her wood crafts, and it worked pretty well the other day. So let's put these together. I'm going to put this guy down first, so I'm just going to leave this outside edge without glue. Doesn't have to be perfect. Add some dots, and this is very thin. It's a little bit more runny than the glue I've been using a lot of in the past, which is the stick fast glue. But that thing finally just about completely dried out on me. Kind of thin this down. I've got really thick globs in a couple of places. Okay. There we go. Just going to line it up with the bottom and press it down. You like the rag bow, Linda? Jamie, do what you like. I know some of you are really helpful. You give me your opinions, and sometimes you sway me to do things, sorry, looking for paint, that I didn't think I would do, but I like. So I always love your opinions. Okay, so if the colander is going to go here, this guy will go like so. I want to make sure he's really hanging off where the colander will be at the edge. All right. We will work on that some more. It's going to be what all it's going to show. Not the handle. The handle's pretty much going to stick out, I think. No, it can be up at the top edge. Okay, so we'll put a little bit on the handle. Definitely need all of this. Put some in the middle. Just barely squeeze this. And that should be good. All right. Grab my colander. We'll go right there. Ah, it's sliding. Hold still. I want to bring it in a little bit more because I want it to have good attachment and not be weak. But that's glue. That's sticking down pretty quick. Alrighty. Now the last piece, and then we will do a bow. And now I have to cover up black ink or black paint that I got up there. So that's good placement for the bow then, huh? All right. So I just don't need glue on this corner because it's not going to be touching anything. Which one? This one. Okay. Doo-dah, doo-dah. That's what it started to sound like. Oh my goodness, that should be good. There we are. There it is. No, that guy's sticking out now. Crumb, he's gonna have to go. Now I gotta move the colander way over. Shooterooski. I didn't want the colander sticking out from the bottom. I wanted it to look like it was inside. So there it is. There it is. We're gonna let that glue dry. It dried clear the other day, so I think it's gonna dry clear, right? Tell me if this glue does not dry clear, then I'll be touching up the paint later. All right. Here we are so far, and we'll let that dry for a minute. Set this aside, and I'm gonna get my big Bodabra out because this might get to be a little bit thick with all of these elements, and I may need more raffia. We'll see. Let's cut our raffia down though. Well, we'll cut it as we go, just like we're going to do with the rest of it. Let's get some pieces ripped. Oh, let's just go ahead. I have a section here that was already cut, so we'll just rip some of that off and cut this down to be thinner strips. I don't know how many. Maybe we'll start with one. I want my better scissors. There they are. These are sharper. I only go with like about 3/4 of an inch of fabric. I don't do these strips very thick, but if you get them too thin, then when you rip them and they kind of curl at the edges, then they just kind of like shrivel up and you can't even tell what they are. Let's start with one. Alrighty, and I need some jute. There it is. I don't need a nest of jute. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut a long one because I sometimes like my jute to become part of the bow. So it's going to go the long way. And then we're going to add in, I'm going to start with my fabric. And I don't want it to be too big. Let's see about how wide. See, this is going to be pretty much the whole width of the bow. So we're going to go right down the middle. So pretty much the width of the base of this. And let's do this as the back. So we're going to face all of these, because it's a single-sided fabric, we're going to face it to the top, to the ceiling. Okay, make a loop, make another loop, and then cut that off. Okay, now find an end somewhere in, here it is, my coffee stained seam binding, and we're going to do the same thing. Loop, loop, and cut it off. Now, watch how the seam binding shrinks up if you use this. Don't cut it, don't stretch it out and then cut it, because then you're going to have really short tails. Sometimes I want my seam binding tails to be longer. Let's throw in some of the, I don't need this whole chunk. What is this? Cheesecloth. So we're just gonna cut a strip of it. And put that in there. I'll just do one loop because it's thicker. All right, now let's do this guy. I think I got this at Michael's, so it's just like a 1/2 inch thick, and it's very soft like fabric. kind of reminds me of burlap, but not. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure I got it like Christmas, after Christmas. I know that's weird, but they do have, Michael's has like some neutral kind of farmhouse looking ribbons at Christmas time. And this is one of them. Now I want to add in my raffia. Actually, let's do the raffia at the very front. Let's just wait and do the raffia there. I don't think we need it mixed in. Oh, you know what else I need? I've got some greenery. We'll put that in there too. Let's go back to our fabric. Let's do another full layer. Look at this. This is like perfect. And we did the seam binding. Now, if you have not copy stained your own seam binding, I'm sure Christina has shown here on her page. I have a video about it too, and I can show you that. I actually copy stain and I dye. I have other colors that I have used inks on to dye seam binding, and I love it because it makes it all wrinkly like this. It doesn't come this way. You can get it from Amazon. This is, oh, you can't read it. It says seam binding. 100% rayon, woven edge, washable. I can put a snapshot of this in the comments so you can read it if you want to. Ribbon Connections, I think, is where I've gotten it from. And this is, and I use it sometimes straight off the roll. This is what it looks like when you get it. It just looks like a really thin satin, kind of a creamy white colored ribbon. But once you get it with water, it wrinkles up and it looks all old and cute. Northern Georgia is here. Hello, Miss Deborah. Oh, I didn't see a needle got to come in. How are you doing? Okay, so after, okay, let's see. I think I am going to put a little more cheesecloth. I was only going to do one piece of cheesecloth, but it's kind of hiding in there now. So let's cut another strip of it. I don't want the whole thing. And you really kind of need nice sharp scissors when you cut cheesecloth. I don't know why. You would think that it would be really easy to cut this, but my old cruddy Dollar Tree scissors just don't hack it, and I have to use my my Magnolia ones. All right, so that loop went that way, so we're going to make this loop go the other way. Oh, this is awesome. Love these ribbons, love these bows. Seam binding. After the seam binding, we did this guy. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And then we will do the raffia in the middle. Okay, guys, if you are coming on and you are new to Christina's page, please let us know. Love to welcome you. This is Rust Cover Cottage by Christina. I am a guest affiliate crafter to show you one of her kits, and actually I've shown you two of them. Well, I've shown you more than that. There's like a few behind me I showed you, but we get to come on and show you her kits. And if you choose to use the link I have pinned, or Christina helped me pin in the comments, then you are helping me out. If you prefer to shop directly with Christina, you can. You are fine to do that. I want, the raffia is always such a mess. Okay, let's see if I can wrap it around my hand. No, I want to go back and forth. And my loops are not going to be perfect, but I am just simply in my hand going to go back and forth. If I wrap it, it's not quite as crazy looking, so to speak. So it looks a little too tame. All right. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to put that in the middle and tie it up. And there might be a chance I might decide to do a button. Do we need a tag on this? What do you think? Pull this out. So now there's our stacked ribbon, our stacked bow. Tie that down nice and tight with a knot. There we go. And let's see how we look on our kit. Those bow dabbers are like the only things I ever seem to get put back in place when I put them in place. All right, I'm going to kind of wiggle this so it's not quite so perfectly stacked. And we are going to fluff this thing out. And should we add a button? It should dry clear. Thank you. It is. Yay. Now that I can see it is already drying and it's clear. I got something on it. All right. Oh, got some really long loops coming down here. Maybe I'll put those on the top. Yeah. Nope. Long loops down here too. Which way do I want it? Which way do I want it? Let's pull some to make them shorter. And then, because I can always cut the tails off. So that's one thing about doing just a couple of loops and then cutting it. You can easily go in and find where those have gotten, if the loop is too big, and you can pull the tail of it. All right, we're fluffing out the cheesecloth so it shows itself. And I will be cutting off this tail of cheesecloth that is too long. And this piece here. Okay, other than that, I think everything looks pretty good. And we can, I don't have my hot glue on. So let's decide, did we decide on a button? Purple Lily does wrap everything. Okay, this is heating up. Buttons. I really do want to put a button on that. Get my jute out of hiding. I have some wooden ones in here. I have a really big wooden one. I have one really big wooden button. That would be kind of cool. And then I have, whoops, there's another one. Oh, it's even bigger. And then I think the rest of my buttons are all plastic, except for a couple of metal ones. And some bling, and I'm not putting bling on this. There's a mother of pearl. Ooh, I kind of, hang on. See if I can get to the mother of pearl one. That's neat. Maybe that one. There's kind of a tortoise shell looking one. No. No. Smaller one. Right there. That's not too bad. What do you think? Yes for the button, says Anita. I need to get some more. I need to get on Amazon. Get some more old buttons. I don't like the ones that have words on them, because those are actually like from old shirts of mine. That looks a little too modern. I like that one. Oop, I like that one. Okay. I think I like that one. And it's plastic, but it's like a tortoise shell look. So I don't know which side. Should I do it this way, which I think is the back, so it kind of bumps out? Or should I do, I think I'm going to do that side. Okay, so what I do with my buttons, you know what, let me take a quick look at what this one's going to look like. Got to get the piece of metal out of it. Right? You going to come out? These are not the right pliers. The right ones I have are downstairs. I'm going to layer them. Hang on. Changing my other mind. There. This one. I'm going to get the piece of metal out of the middle of this one too. Hold tight. I might double layer this one. Let me show you. Okay, there's the wooden button with a plastic one in the middle, but it's like a tortoise shell. Okay, if you can, I knew it wasn't going to stay together. Or I could do just the wooden button, which really kind of blends in with the bow. Or I could do the bigger tortoise shell. I like the bigger tortoise shell. I decided. Sometimes I can't see it until I look at it in that screen. All right. We are going to thread the jute through the button so it looks like it's sewn on. And I use, can you see this? There we go. This is dental floss threader. And that's how I thread through most anything I have to thread through. Beads, buttons. You could add beads to this too. That'd be fun. Do we need a tag? That is my other question. Do we need a tag on it? A well-oiled machine. They must be. They must be a well-oiled machine. Absolutely. Okay, these are going opposite corners. It's a 4-hole button. So, we're just going to tie it on right to the middle of the bow. Tag or no tag? My hot glue is almost there. Because if we do a tag, it's probably going to be another 10 minutes or so, if you want to stick with me. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my jute short since it's going through the middle of my button. Save those pieces. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to fray, I'm going to pull apart the strings of the jute so it's a little bit crazy looking, and it helps to keep it from untying, and it just looks a little more natural. Tag, tag. You guys are going to hang with me a little bit longer? Okay. Okay, hold on. I got to go get my set of letters. Hang on. Be right back. Be right back. Okay, maybe I won't. Maybe I will. Here we go. Where are my letters? Where are my letters? Is this it? Nope. This is it. That's, well, I have two. Yeah, I've got two sets of letters. We'll have to decide. Oh, I need to grab the tag too. Hello. The tags are over here also. Let's see what we've got. Ugh. Okay, these are sticker tags from Dollar Tree. Christina, you may need to do a kit of tags. Not the big tags. You have big tags. Maybe some little ones. If you have done that, tell me. Because I need to go look. But it could say, made with love going down. Oh, these letters are too big. Hold on tight. These are my IOD stamps. And they're going to be too big. So I'm going to instead grab my little bitty snap together stamps. And it can say, let's see if it can fit. This may not even fit. Made. Let's put homemade. Homemade or handmade? Homemade. Homemade. That will fit better. It'll be shorter. There we go. Is it H-O-M-A-D-E or E-A-D-E? Oh, I think that's a D. Or is that a P? Here's my E. That's a D. I need my glasses now. Suddenly, I can't see very well. There they are. What do you think? Put this together. A. Where's my H? I didn't get the H out. These are stamps I get at on Amazon. I think they also have them at Michael's. H. Do I already have? Oh, I already have the H. That's why. Okay. Let's do home. Does it have the E in it? Because it's not looking right without the E. Homemade. Homemade. I need another E and I need another M. Homemade. Duh. Do I not have two M's? We will have to repeat the M. Okay, so we're going to put another letter in there just as a placeholder. It's going to look like homemade. And it fits down that tag. Let's do it. Let's do it. So what I do is I take the two stickers and I put them back to back. I just liked the variety of shapes of these. Homemade. Thank you for spelling it out for me, Jamie. You know what live brain is like. It's like it doesn't always work like you expect it to. Please come back apart. There we go. Didn't line it up. And it is going to be distressed, so it's okay if it's a little beat up. Okay. It doesn't seem to want to line up very well. There. There we go. Got them. They're beat up. That's okay. Ink. I'm going to take ground espresso archival ink. This is the Ranger brand. You can use distressing ink also. I don't like to because if it gets wet it smears and I don't really want it to do that. Okay, so I went around all the edges and then I'm going to take my little brush and put it on the front. As well. I'm going to have to pop a hole in this. Do I have my hole punch? Want more. Want more. There we go. I get this a little more beat up. Like homemade and the different shapes. Yeah, they're really neat. Okay. If you can wrinkle this a little bit, it will pick up more ink in the wrinkles. And then highlight those. There. Okay, now I'm going to get black soot. And we are going to do half of the word at a time. Pop the hole in. Hole punch. Got a little handy dandy hole punch right here. I need the letters to all fit. Okay, I've got plenty of room for my hole punch. There we go. I just threw it in the trash. Don't go in the trash. That's probably where my paint bottles have gone. Alrighty, guys. I have quite a mess going. It's going to go down this way. So I'm going to do the word home first, and then we're going to snap the letters together and do made. So let's, V is going to be my placeholder. Okay. There's home. Now I need to put M here, and the E is going back on so that I can line it up with the E that's already there, but we're only going to ink up the rest of the word, and it's not going to be perfect. Oh, it's pretty close. Pretty close. Let me clean my letters off. And put them back in my little bucket. And that is going to get put where it should be, along with my ink. Alrighty. That was just black soot. There we go. Homemade. It's backward to you. Sorry. Stickers, you're going to go in that bucket too. Oh, I forgot a letter. Hang on. Before I lose it. My little placeholder V goes in here with the rest of them. I love those snap together letters. Alrighty. We'll tie this on in a minute. Let's go ahead and glue the bow. I love how crazy it is. Our hot glue is ready. And right oh, you know what? I need my greenery. I'm going to put some greenery in here too. Hold on. That's really hot glue. This is some old greenery that I've had from Hobby Lobby that I adore, and they no longer have it. So we're putting this, be careful not to touch it, behind the bow. That's all I think I have left of that greenery ever. Make me sad. So let's make this just peek out. Where's that piece? There it is. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now I don't want it to be too smashed, so I'm going to fluff it up a little bit, kind of squish things out. But I need to let that dry, let that cool. Let's get our cheesecloth fluffed. Okay, so as a recap, the kit is the colander and the 2 graters, and it has a third grater with it. It is the rumor floating around they might be bringing it back. Bringing what back? Uh-oh. Oh, this greenery. Ooh, I want to, if anybody knows when that happens, you got to tell me. I love it. It's like, it was called like a berry garland or something. All right. Let's do like a slip knot of the jute. Now, to make this more secure, you probably would have wanted to put a little grommet in here, but I didn't do that. Yay! I want to see that. Okay, and then we're just going to tie it in, and I want it to hang straight down. So let's tie it around what? Let's just go down into the bow where a couple of pieces right underneath the what is that button? Right underneath the button, into a loop. I'm going to go into one of the loops so I have actually something that is secure and I'm tying around, and then I'm going to tuck it down underneath the button. Uh-oh. Is it going to hang straight? it better. Okay. Now we're going to start a little, let's do another loop right up here. And tighten it, do another slip knot. And I'm going to do it real loose so I can adjust it. I want it to go underneath the button there, but also stick out. Oh, that's good, that's good. Okay, let's tighten that down. And then we'll glue it just to make sure it stays where I want it to be. Slide it underneath the button more. There we go. And I'm going to cut these little ends off. Uneven cuts. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue at the back side of the knot so that it stays right there. Kind of, oh, turn you around so you actually glued down there. Perfect. And then a little bit on the back of the tag, right against some cheesecloth, and it's done. I don't know how I got more black paint on there, but oh well. Here we go. Ta-da! This is on a piece of beadboard, which you can hardly see in the back, but you could get some of the rectangle pieces from Christina too. Or, you know, recycle a Dollar Tree sign or a backer sheet to something. And then you've got the 2 graters sticking out of the colander. That is one kit, and I was getting the name of it for you again. DIY wooden colander and graters, rustic kitchen decor. It comes with one more grater, which is this one here. Oh well, it just came out of the clip. That one also comes in that set. If you have any questions, let us know. Christina is available. I can come back and help answer if she sees a question that was for me. If you enjoyed what we made and enjoyed how I did it, you might check out my page. Created in is in the description. That's what I was going to say first. And we will have more kits coming. She just shipped out a whole collection for summer to me, and we will be doing a lot more kits after those arrive here in hopefully just about a week. So, thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and let me know what you order. There's our kit with our little homemade tag. Have a great night, and thank you, Christina, for letting me be on your page this evening. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.